Hey, I'm excited to finally be making this video. I got some book mail from Gerard Bookworm, and I'm just so excited about it. I'm even more excited now than I was when I opened it. The thing was, like I stated in my other video, I got sick quite a few times. I was very, very busy, and on top of it all, I was planning for relatives from the north to come down and visit. So I got real behind on my channel, took a hiatus. I never had any time to really sit down and read recreationally. It was very few and far between. I didn't really have time to do any videos, but now I'm back to it, and I am so excited about it. Opening this up was like Christmas Day, I gotta tell you. I mean, Gerard is one of my favorite people now after sending me all this wonderful stuff. Now, at first, I originally thought, I was surprised. I didn't know. I thought he was just sending me this, and I was really excited and honored to get it. He asked me if I would review this book. He works in a bookstore, and they had a promotion there where they had, they were promoting this book, and they had the authors there, and the authors were doing a signing, and he got he got one of the authors who happens to be a friend of his to sign this for me, and he also managed to get some of the other contributors to sign this. It's, let's see, right here, Lori Lopez. I got her signature, and then I got the signature of James Jensen, Kenneth is Drowning, and I read it. I read that right away. Okay, that's one thing I did do as soon as I got this. I read that story. Now, I have yet to read this book. I started reading another story in it, and I enjoy it too. I'm going to read this whole entire book and review this whole entire book. But I want to review Kenneth is Drowning right now that I'm talking about it. And he wrote, "To Cat, be sure to keep your head above the water, best." And then he signed his initials. And there's a reason why he said, be sure to keep your head above water. And while I was reading this, I didn't feel like I could keep my head above water. I mean, it was so well written that I could feel the water around me. Okay, I could picture it, and I got cold, and I kept having to go to the bathroom because I kept picturing this water all around. Now, that's a good writer, and I really enjoyed it. This was very creative. This was very different when it comes to a haunting story. So, I don't want to give too much away because I feel like other people should read this. This is great. This story was great. And I'm not just saying that because I got his signature. I mean, I seriously was invested in this story, and I would like to read more from James Jensen. You know, the imagery that I had in my mind, and I don't want to give... I don't want to give a lot away, okay? I'll just say it's a ghost story and it involves a lot of water, because I do want you to read it. And now I'm in the middle of reading Fear of the Goddesses. Okay, I'm not too far into that story yet, but that's the one I'm reading. Like I said, I hope to read this whole entire book. Look how pretty that cover is. I mean, look at that. Look. That is gorgeous. This is definitely a keeper. I'm going to keep this in my collection. I know I've said before that, you know, I'm one of those people that I don't like keep a book after I read it because I've already read it. But when I get signatures, when I get author signatures, I do keep books. Those are the ones that I keep. And this is going to be a keeper because I got the signatures and the cover is so dang beautiful. I mean, not beautiful in a sense like, oh, that's a beautiful thing that's happening, because obviously, you know, if you really look at the cover, and it's called California Screamin', but just the colors, everything is so pretty, it all meshes together. Okay, well, so this is what I thought I was going to get. But I ended up getting this huge box from him, and I was so surprised, and I was so excited. He sent me a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, lots and lots and lots of books packed in there. And I just love getting reading material in the mail. I love it. I mean, it was packed. Okay, so let me start by showing you the ARCs that he sent me, the advanced reader's copies. Okay, so there's this Urban Enemies, okay, and it has different authors in it, Jonathan Mayberry being one of them, okay, and this is stories from the villains of different urban fantasy series. That's what this is, so excited to get that. This sounds really good. This is somebody's life and mind unraveling and the psychological aspects of it. So I look forward to reading this advanced reader's copy. The Hollow Girl. Now, I read this thing up here before I read the back, and I was already hooked. Hell hath no fury like a woman wronged. Go get 'em, girl. And she's an apprentice to a witch. So, and she gets assaulted by some asshole boys. And, oh, and she gives them a chance to come forward and apologize, but they don't. So, they're not going to know what hit them, apparently. I'm looking forward to reading this, too. And then, this is a controversial book, if this is the one that I'm thinking about. The Black Witch. People either liked it or hated it, but I'm definitely interested. I want to see what I think of it. And it's called The Black Witch. And to me, The Black Witch just means evil witch. So we'll have to see. It's a big one. It's going to be an investment in my time. But this is an advanced reader's copy. And this is from Harlequin Teen. So it's a young adult book. And I heard that, you know what, somebody was saying that when you go to NetGalley and you try to get like books to read, to do a review on them, Harlequin is very picky. They don't send them to, I mean, you have to be like this major YouTube booktube star for them to even consider sending you anything to read. But I got an advanced reader's copy of it. Now, a lot of these books I realize they're already out to the public, but at one time they were advanced reader's copies, so he's given me some, and I'm really grateful. Awesome. Okay, so I have some more advanced reader's copies. Messing up my cover here. Okay, this is A Secret History of Witches. I'm definitely interested in that. Diary of a Haunting. Ooh, Book of Shadows. Okay, this looks really creepy with these eyes. I remember when I took this out of the box for the first time, I was like, ooh, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. The spells of the Book of Shadows suggests work, but not without wreaking havoc on the lives of the 4 teenagers. Okay, now, this one really impressed me. I so want to read this. This sounds like something that I would really love. Into the Drowning Deep. I just want to read you the back because I was psyched when I read the back of this. Okay. And Gerard, sorry I took so long to make a video, but like I said, I was on hiatus, and I just want to thank you so much. This was so thoughtful of you and so wonderful, and you've really given me a lot to talk about on my channel with all of these great books. Okay. The ocean is home to many myths. Some can kill you. 7 years ago, I can't pronounce this, Atargatis, I remember having trouble pronouncing it when I first took it out of the box, set off on a voyage to film a mockumentary bringing ancient sea creatures of myth and legend to life. The vessel was lost at sea with all hands. Most have called it a hoax, some have called it a maritime tragedy, but now a new crew of true believers has been assembled for a second journey into the unknown. This time, they're not out to entertain. Some seek to validate their life's work. Some seek the greatest hunt of all. Some seek the truth. But for the ambitious young marine biologist Victoria Stewart, this is a voyage to uncover the fate of the sister she lost. Whatever the truth may be, it will only be, it will only be found below the waves. Wow. That sounds spectacular, to be honest with you. I love stuff about ocean creatures and myths and everything else, so this will be really good. Okay, and then The Visitors, a novel. And I've heard about this too. Okay, this is supposed to be a really suspenseful novel. And I've been avoiding like all reviews of it and everything because I want to read it myself. It sounds good. It sounds like something that's right up my alley. The Visitors by Catherine Burns. Okay, now that covers all the advanced reader's copies, okay, that he sent me. Now, here are the, oh, and by the way, this was not an advanced reader's copy. This was a, whoops, sorry, no. California Screamin'. This was available to the public with the promotion, and they were signing it and everything. So this is the only one about, you know, from that group that I just showed you that is not an ARC. Okay, so here are the ones that are not ARCs. Cold Moon Over Babylon by Michael McDowell. I love Michael McDowell. I read The Elementals. My tongue twisting now. I read The Elementals, okay, a couple months ago, and that was a great, great horror. He tends to write Southern Gothic. Like, I read The Amulet, and that was a Southern Gothic. So, and I've heard a lot about Cold Moon Over Babylon. So there you go. And I'll tell you what, it's like, Gerard, you read my mind. You are amazing. Al Sarantonio, he is one of my favorite horror authors. Seriously, he is. Look at this cover. Isn't that amazing? Okay, I think this is even in the Paperbacks from Hell book that I have, that I'm going to be showing you in another video. These covers that were like from Zebra Publishing. I think it was Zebra. No, this is Bantam. This is Bantam, but still, this is one of those horror covers from like the 80s that was so awesome. Yeah, The House Haunted. I know I'm going to like this one. This is what I started talking about when I said the old Zebra covers. Okay, Zebra was a company, it's defunct now. Actually, Leisure Books took all the Zebra titles and authors, you know, into their company. But you remember in the 80s and even into the early 90s when they had these covers, some people think they're tacky, with all the skeletons and clowns on them. This one has a skeleton, but they were clowns too, and dolls. Zebra was known for these covers. I cherish horror novels like these, and I know Ruby Jean Jensen is a good horror author, so I got Wait and See. Okay? Wow, look at her. Okay? Alright. And then I got this paranormal romance. It's called Nevermore. And basically it's just like they're in high school and they're thrown together to do a project, and he's mysterious, and there's a notebook where the terrifying stories of Edgar Allan Poe seem to come to life. Okay, so this might be pretty good. But, you know, I hope it's not like Twilight, because bleh. Okay? But I'm willing to give it a try. Now, there was another book that was, and where did I put it? It was called Midnight Texas, or something about midnight, taking place in the town of Midnight, Texas. The woman who wrote the Sookie Stackhouse stories that became the series True Blood. Then they started the Midnight Texas TV series based on this new series of books that she's been writing. I had it, but I seem to have misplaced it, and so I don't know. Oh, okay, here we go. Duh. Alright, I had put these in this bag and brought them over here so that they would be right there for me. I knew I had more. Okay. I put them down there on the floor for that specific purpose so I could pull them out in the video. I knew I had other paranormal romances. Okay, here's one by Maggie Shane, Prince of Twilight. Dracula lives for the love he is determined to reclaim. There he is. Wow. I think I'd offer my neck to a vampire like that. Not. Okay. Here we go. Charlene Harris. She's the one that wrote the Sookie Stackhouse. And this is part of her Midnight Texas series. And it's called Midnight Crossroad. Okay. The Raven. This is a gothic treat, they say, and it's filled with ancient vampires, dark vendettas, and star-crossed love. Okay, so that sounds good. That's The Raven. All right. And then I got a few more books here. This one, Swerve, sounds really good. It's a thriller from Pocket Books by Vicki Peterson. And it says, it's high summer in the Mojave Desert, and Christine Rush and her fiancé, Daniel, are en route from Las Vegas to Lake Arrowhead, California, for the July 4th holiday weekend. But when Daniel is abducted from a desolate rest stop, Christine is forced to choose to return home unharmed but never see her fiancé again, or plunge forward into the searing desert to find him, where a murderer lies in wait. And she's racing against the... Oh, excuse me. She only has 24 hours, and she's racing against the clock. It sounds really good. Okay, so that's Swerve. And look at this pretty book. Robin McKinley is she's supposed to be this well-known author, I guess in the vampire, fantasy, maybe even young adult genre. This may be young adult, it might not. But the cover is so dang pretty, and it sounds good. It says a dark, sensual vampire fairy tale. Well, I've never read a book about vampires or seen a movie about vampires where the vampire wasn't sexy and sensual. So I don't know if I want to read this because it sounds like a good book or because it's just a pretty cover. I think both. It says it has a good review. Neil Gaiman says it's pretty much perfect. So hey, Neil Gaiman, right? It's just that I've read so many of these and it's like retread after retread. But I am looking forward to this. Thank you, Gerard. Thank you so much. And then there's this. Oh my gosh. I color in my spare time. I've done a coloring book video. I can link you to that, just like I'm going to link you to Gerard's channel. And I was just thinking, to myself, it's like he read my mind at the time. I was thinking I need to get a horror coloring book. And he sent me one, and it's awesome. Look at all this Black Cat Mystery, The Bell Tolls Death, Chamber of Chills. It's going to be really fun coloring this. I'm really, really excited about it. So I am going to thank again. I know I keep profusely thanking him, but I'm just so excited about this. And he was probably wondering, Gerard, I know you were wondering because you hadn't heard from me. Like I said, busy, sick, planning for relatives to come down. But you've given me a lot to read here, and I'm just so excited about it. Thank you so much. And anyway, I wanted to share this with you all, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned about some new books that you could possibly read. And I mean, this is amazing. I love, love, love Bookmail, but I never would have expected this. Thanks again, Gerard. I know, I'm saying thank you over and over again. I cannot say it enough. All right, you guys. Bye-bye.